Hi, everybody, and welcome to Interesting AF or Interesting as Fuck, depending on how you like to pronounce it. So, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
Miss
Um,
Jackson.
so we are here to, as we talked about in last episode, to talk about how movies connect us. Um, and we decided that instead of doing this, amorphous discussion about why movies connect us and how they do it, we decided to have a little experiment and pick one of Elaine's favorite movies that I had never seen, or it's her favorite movie, and I had never seen it before. Linda had not seen it before, and kind of talk through that experience of, you know, what, how we connect through. This is the first time I've seen it, and this is Elaine's, favorite movie ever. And I'd love, and I think we talked about this, but I'd love Elaine to tell her backstory as to when she saw this movie and, you know, where it has led her, which I think we talked about a little bit last episode, but still. But the movie is, and yes, people can be annoyed with me, is Jaws. I've never seen Jaws before. And it was a trip. It was a true trip. Um, and yeah, I think we're just, take it away, Elaine, on, why this is your favorite movie and kind of the backstory around this and how, you know, we've gotten here, as they say.
I mean, God, where do I even begin? Uh, I'll start at the beginning. So, first time I ever saw this movie, and I was trying to think, like, do I remember the first time I watched this movie? The answer is no. Probably because I've seen it so many times, and it's just been, like, such a staple in my life for so long, and I watch it so many times a year. But I was also 3.5 when I saw it, so I was not even old enough to really fully remember all of the things I did as a child at that time. So yeah, I saw it when I was 3.5. I it had the like complete opposite effect on me that it has on most human beings, which is they are terrified. They become terrified of the ocean. They become terrified of sharks. I had the exact opposite um, reaction, which was sharks became my favorite thing on the planet, which they have been for the better part of 40 years. So
You're like Hooper.
yes. And like, I think there was a time where my parents thought that that is like the actual path that I would take in my life. And there are days where I'm like, why the fuck did I not? Um, but yeah, so we'll include it on the Instagram page because there's a now very famous photo amongst my friends where like in college every like my friends would make it their Facebook profile picture during Shark Week. And it is little like 4-year-old Elaine in I think we were on a family trip to like Cancun, and I bought this little shark book and I am just like gushing with my little neon outfit, holding my little shark book. Um, yeah, and so that's like it's become a thing. But because of the movie, like I just now I have been swimming with 9 different kinds of sharks. Like I have sought out trips um just to be in the water with them. I have never been in a cage with them. But there was even a trip, most of those happened. This was back in 2016, where my then boyfriend, now husband, uh, spent 5 days in part of the Bahamas as shark researchers. And so we were in the water with sharks, we were tagging them. We even did, like with the bull sharks, we did basically like the scene with the barrels. We would put
Yeah.
polyballs
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
ropes, and you would hook the shark and let them kind of get tired before we would pull them in and tag them. All like it doesn't sound very humane, but it's actually very very humane, especially with bull sharks, which are the most aggressive sharks in the ocean. Contrary to popular belief, it is not great whites, it is bull sharks. And but they also like get stressed really easily. So this way, like they're not fighting on a fishing line against you. They are like a little, like I say, more naturally getting tired out. And then you can kind of guide them in on this line. You can tag them. You can do your whole thing very quickly, and then you immediately take the hook out, and they're off and they're done. And now you can, start getting the research, the data that you need. But yeah, this movie is still to this day, 50 years later, the most perfect movie ever created. Like, there's just so many things about it, and we can get into that now, or we can get into it later, because I know we also want to talk about how movies connect us, but man, it's perfect.
I think we're gonna put this as part of the post, but the texts that Elaine woke up to this morning, because I watched it last night. So, I just kept texting as I was watching it, and at halfway through, I was like, maybe this is too many text messages, and then I was like,
No.
committed. I'm committed. I'm in here. I am going to go through it, but somehow is our kind of, it's kind of my notes. But I think one of the things that I found so great about this movie is the pacing.
Oh yeah.
The pacing was slow during the attack somehow, but then really fast the other time, because they cover like a week and a half or so, in a
2 hours.
And so, and it's like really weird, because it's sort of campy but also not. So I think there's like so many different things that Steven Spielberg kind of weaves into this, on how we kind of talk about how different people in a community deal with a tragedy, right? Because in the end, it's Jaws is an external problem that people need to solve, and how different classes of people solve it, right? You have the police, you have the researchers, you have the fishermen, you have the politicians, you have the people affected by it, the victims. And so, I think it's one of those things where this movie kind of encompasses life experience around a problem that a community is faced with very specifically, right? And I think it's a great way to talk about how we connect, right? Where do you see yourself in these kind of archetypes of people on how you want to solve a problem? Also, like, very awesome for Steven Spielberg not to show us Jaws until halfway through the movie.
Literally halfway through the movie.
I actually looked it up, because I was like, we
over
didn't
an hour.
over an hour in, and you don't, and it's kind of anticlimactic, right? So, like, Chief Brody's throwing the chum into the water, and then all of a sudden it comes out, but it's almost not aggressive. It's like, hey,
Favorite scenes in all of cinematic history, that scene. But so you actually see the shark before then, but like very, very briefly, when they're in the pond, right? When Michael's in the pond, that's the first time you actually see it. Some argue you see it with Alex Kintner, but you really, really don't. The first time you see Bruce, the mechanical shark, which we won't talk about.
Is that the name?
That is the name, and we will. So we'll talk about that for our Doc is in. So I will save all that, but the shark is named Bruce, which is also, by the way, why Bruce is the great white shark in Nemo. That Bruce is named after this Bruce. Fun fact. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I cannot wait for next week.
Yeah. Yes. So what's super fun is, so like growing up in New England, where they filmed that in Martha's Vineyard, is like a total tourist destination. So I've been there. I've jumped in that scene where the pond, the quote unquote pond, and where they show the shark for the first time. That bridge in the background is like super famous because of the movie. You can literally look it up on Google Maps. It's called the Jaws Bridge. I've jumped off it many times. And like, that's what draws people there. And of course, because I am not 50. It is only for my whole life ever been called the Jaws Bridge because the movie made it famous. And
note for the pond scene that I was going to riot if something happened to one of the Brody kids. I was like, I was gonna cancel my Netflix subscription because that's where Jaws is right now. It's on Netflix. I was gonna cancel my Netflix subscription if something
I
happened to
wouldn't
those
know
two.
because obviously I own that movie, like outright. Like
Obviously,
I had a dog named Chief Martin Brody that we called Chief. Like uh,
that
our
was
house.
it. That's why.
Yes,
It's
girl.
Chief was after Chief Brody. Wow, we're learning. So see, connection is happening right now, people.
We
I
would
love it.
constantly yell at him in Jaws quotes. Like we would just yell at him constantly, be like, "Hooper drives the boat, Chief," or like, "Hope you brought your rubbers." Like, I mean, anytime it was raining outside and we would take him for a walk, we'd look at him and be like, "Hope you brought your rubbers." Like, we like just all the time we would yell Jaws quotes at him, and like he would, he'd circle around the island in the kitchen, and we would just go, "Boys, oh boys, I think he's come back for his noon feeding." Like, just constantly yelling in dog quotes or in
It's
Joss
amazing.
dog, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
And I'm amazed by like the quotes that like you're gonna need a bigger boat. I didn't know this was from this.
It's one of the most famous movie quotes of all time, and
Right.
it is from Jaws. In fact, I saw a meme the other day that was, or like a question or something, or a video reel, whatever it was, that was like, if your life depended on being able to quote a movie, like as much of a, you get to stay alive for as long as you can quote a movie, what movie would you pick? And it's most likely this one for me. Like,
Like Aladdin. I can quote that thing from start to finish.
that's a good one. A Few Good Men would be in the running for me too, because I can quote like The Big
Yes.
Lebowski, Almost Famous, like some of those. But Jaws, like, I mean, even like Quint is just one of the most quotable characters of all time. He's just,
Yeah.
here's to swimming with bow-legged women. Here lies the body of Mary Lee, lived to the age of 103. For 15 years, she kept her virginity. Not a bad record for this vicinity. I mean, I could keep going. It's just kind of goes on forever. We played the second to last song we played at our wedding was Show Me the Way to Go Home as like the start of like kicking everybody out.
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
I very much love this movie. Um, but
And it
in turn,
shows. It shows,
yeah,
Elaine.
right, right. Like I'll just say to people sometimes, like that's some bad hat, Harry. Like it's just
Really honestly just gonna go rewatch the part where they're on the boat just for those quotes. Because the rest of it,
so
there's
good.
like but the crux of the movie is them being on the quote like, uh, you know,
Yes,
them being on the boat and like the my God, with the USS Indianapolis scene, I was like, I am so freaked out right now. I cannot
people,
handle that.
so
Is that
many
a true
actors.
story?
The Indianapolis.
No, like yeah, so it's true.
Oh, oh yes, oh yes. In fact, I think it was MythBusters. Was it MythBusters or someone who does that type of stuff? Um, it, I'm pretty sure it was MythBusters, and they did it during Shark Week. They did a shark specific MythBusters. In fact, they did it. Oh, they did an entire episode about Jaws. Like,
Okay.
could you blow up a shark, or could you blow up something by shooting an
Right, right,
oxygen?
right, right.
Could the shark pull the boat backwards? And one of them, because a big theory of why so many uh so many midshipmen or whatever their title would be were eaten by sharks is because there was a theory that sharks are attracted to the color yellow, and they were attracted to them because of the yellow life vests that they had on at first, right? Obviously once there's blood in the water, of course there's going to be sharks. But that's one of the things they tested was like, was it because of the yellow life vests? But that the story of the USS Indianapolis is absolutely 100% true.
Wow.
Yes, it's like it's one of the most horrifying stories, and all of it, the pieces, like they delivered the bomb, they nobody knew that they were going anywhere, so that, like when they called in Mayday, they're like, what are you talking about, this is not on record. And I think, like he said, like hundreds of men went in the water and not many came out. That's a very, very true story.
God, but because
So
I had like the chills when I was hearing that story. I was like, that I was like, that can't be true. Like, not that can't be true, but like it feels
It
like,
is.
I would assume they wouldn't put a story into that, like calling it like a naval ship without it being like some sort of truth
That
to
is
it.
absolutely a true story.
But that was part, like that was insane.
Mhm.
That was
And
the insane part.
a lot of actors will use that monologue as like, I don't know, casting or whatever, but it's such a good monologue. Like in so many movies and TV shows, there's even like Charlie Day in Always Sunny in Philadelphia does part of that monologue in an episode where they're like, "Are you doing Jaws, dude?" Like they literally stop him because he's doing the black like a doll's eyes, and they're like, "Dude, are you doing Jaws?" It's there's so many like cultural references that come from this movie. Um, that
Which I
it's I mean,
realized, which I realized later, and also, you know, the way the movie's made, right? And I think Steven
mhm,
Spielberg still does it. I mean, I think this is a model for his a lot of his movies, right? I think you see that in Indiana Jones. You see that a lot in like the action movies. Yeah, yeah, Jurassic Park. Like, they all like when it's over, it's like they all like are walking away somehow from the camera, which is exactly what he does in Jaws, right? Like, and in one of my favorite movies ever, Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail, like, the one where they're just like on the horses and it's like off into the sunset, right?
yep,
Very much like that, which
like
reminded me
classic
of
movie.
exactly, which reminded me of this scene as they were paddling away, right?
Yeah, so the another one of my favorite scenes is when it's Chief Martin Brody again, but they're sitting on the beach. It's when Alex Kittner is eaten, and it does I can't remember what they call it, but they zoom in on him. But it's just like the way it's done, it almost looks like special effects because the back is seems like it's zooming in almost faster than on him. Like it's such an incredibly simple but well done scene, and like this changed movies forever. This is the first ever blockbuster. Blockbusters were not a thing before this movie. This is the first, yes, they credit
Wow.
being the first ever summer blockbuster movie or blockbuster movie, period. Like it changed the way people consumed films. Like and the way people made movies. Now people realize like, okay, it's summer, everybody's home. Let's get these big action movies that are going to just draw people in for months and months and months. Um, so yeah, this movie changed so much. And what is crazy, this is crazy, and you'll get a little bit of this in our doc. Doc is in next week. Steven Spielberg was in his 20s. This is only his second movie. Jaws was his second movie. His first movie is called Duel. It's actually kind of terrifying. It's a tractor trailer that is just like stalking these, I think it's like two or three guys in a car for the whole movie. Like that is the whole movie. Like just this trucker just decides he's going to stalk these guys on the road and like and so the what's fun if you I decided like one year, this was many years ago, but I was like I want to now watch Duel because that's like the first insight into Steven Spielberg, right? And the tractor trailer like is the shark. Like it's like he first got into that type of villain or whatever you want to call it, and then perfected it with Bruce the shark. So I find those movies to be a little bit similar in that sense, where like it's a very like Steven Spielberg esque thing. Um, but yeah, like I just think in terms of like how movies connect people, this is like when we said we were going to talk about this, the first thing that popped into my mind is like when you're dating, and even with friendships, but more so dating, like what's one of the first questions you ask somebody?
What kind of movies do you like?
Or like what are your favorite movies? What kind of movies do you like? So it's because I just think yeah, it's an easy question, but it's one that everybody has an answer to.
Mhm.
And it's not all that deep, but you can learn a lot from somebody by what their favorite movies are, I think,
I
right?
I agree. I think that's I asked this also in like parties. I'm like, what, when you're
Yeah.
trying to kind of start conversations, like, what kind of movies? What was the last movie you saw? Or what
Have
was
you
the
seen
last
any good movies recently?
Exactly. Do you want to, what are you streaming or what, it could, movies, but, I think shows have also replaced that a little bit for us.
Of course.
Shows are becoming, I think, lot longer and kind of more movie-esque in that type, I think. Um, but yeah, I think
What's
people want to see what they like to relax with, right?
and like what you can relate to. Like, I've truly never met anybody that doesn't love this movie. I've met a lot of people that will never watch it again. I've met a lot of people that hate the ocean or are afraid of the ocean or don't like sharks or now are afraid of sharks because of this movie. But I've literally never once in my life ever met anyone that doesn't like Jaws. And I'm not saying I wouldn't trust you if you came up to me and told me you didn't like Jaws. I'm also not saying that. But my follow-up question would be, I have to know why you don't like this movie. And I can understand if someone's like, because it scared the ever living shit out of me. That's one thing, which is usually the case. But I literally cannot think of one person I have ever met that says this movie scared the shit out of me and I didn't like it. No, it's this movie scared the shit out of me, but it is a classic, amazing movie.
And I saw this movie, and so I don't like horror movies. I don't like, scary movies. I didn't see this as a scary movie. I saw
No,
it
I
as an
don't like scary
action.
movies either.
I saw it as an action movie,
Yes.
right? And there was one jump scare where I like almost like
There's what I hate that one.
I
I
hate
hate
that one. I was like, I had it on my phone, like I was watching it on my phone, and I almost dropped my phone. I was like,
Ben Gardner.
yeah, I was like,
I
damn.
was I was once in a fantasy football league where my team name was just Ben Gardner's boat. Like literally throughout my entire life.
Is that a good metaphor?
Yeah. Yeah, because fucking sucked and totally tanked.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. No, it's I just love this movie so much.
I think if you just really like the action genre and kind of the archetypes of, you know, people trying to solve a problem, right? I think it's the inner conflict, and I think Steven Spielberg and the writers did a great job. Did Steven Spielberg also write it? No. Oh,
so this is based yes, but it's based on a book.
okay.
And you'll get, again, next week we'll get a ton of that.
Right. Well, we'll get a lot of background.
Yeah, and the book is based on a true story. Now, obviously not to this extent.
Right.
Like the Jaws story is a true story.
Right. Which is bananas crazy.
Yeah.
Bananas crazy. Um,
Yeah.
but I do think they also do a great job at bringing kind of the different types of classes of people, right? Did you say Hopper or Hooper? Hooper, I forget.
Hooper.
Hooper. So Hooper and Quint are like, the wealthy and the working class.
Yep.
Brody is kind of in the
City
middle.
hands. Counting money all your life.
Yeah, right? Like, the the I like how we don't know how Hooper got rich, which is interesting, which I think is another little
There is an acknowledgement that like his parents are the rich ones and
okay, got it. So maybe I missed that.
And all his equipment.
Yeah, and then the Brody's kind of in the middle, and then you got the politicians that fuck everything up. God, I hated that mayor. I was like, let's just feed him to Jaws.
So I have bad news for you.
What?
Because this is a meme that I literally share before every primary, before every general election, every year.
Yeah.
And it says, this is just a reminder of how important it is to vote. The mayor in Jaws 2, or the mayor in Jaws is still the mayor in Jaws 2. It's like one of my, it is like, that is another meme that I share.
Hilarious. That's amazing. That's amazing because that's true. Like, why was he reelected? Why was he reelected?
I share it all the time. Clearly on deaf ears, however.
Well, I don't know. Maybe people are learning that being politically engaged is really important. I don't know. Like,
maybe, I don't know. What a concept.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's I share it all the time.
It's rich coming from people that work in like the field, right? But like, it's It's important, everybody,
It's,
because because then he decides to close the beaches so people don't die.
I mean, finally.
Yeah, finally.
Only after
Finally.
his kids and Brody's kids almost.
God. I mean,
So you want to talk about, I'm going to give you goosebumps because you want to
do
talk
it.
about an amazing connection story.
Do it.
So the kid that plays Alex Kintner,
Yes.
he's an Islander. He's from Martha's Vineyard, like born and raised Steven Spielberg. Like there was a huge casting call for people on the island to come be extras or be in the movie and all. Like his I don't know what the other police officer that he works with that's got the wears the hat, whatever. He's an Islander, like that they cast for like when they got to Martha's Vineyard type thing. So there's a whole bunch of like local people in the movie, and Alex Kintner, the kid, is one of them. And years and years after the movie comes out, the woman that plays his mother goes into a restaurant on Martha's Vineyard only to find out it's owned by Alex Kintner. And they reconnect because there's a dish on the menu that's like Alex Kintner's whatever, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
And she's like, she says to the waiter, she's like, "Oh my God, I'm Mrs. Kintner in
Yeah.
Jaws." And
Yeah.
they're like, well, your son owns this restaurant." So like he comes out and they reconnect, and it's this whole big thing. But like, um, even again in the documentary we're gonna watch, like the woman who plays Chrissy in the opening scene, which like nothing. I think my husband would like absolutely stab me if I say it one more time, but I say it every time because the line that makes me laugh so hard is when he's chasing after her, they're going swimming, and he's like, "What's your name?" And she goes, "Chrissy." He's like, "Where are we going?" And she just goes, I just love it. She's
Like, we all know you're gonna die. We all know. The movie's called Jaws. You're on the poster where he's under you. Like, we know you're gonna die.
It is the most epic Hollywood scream in the history of cinema. She's in this movie for, I don't know, 97 seconds total,
Yeah.
and she's perfect. Everything about this movie is perfect. And they show you like how they do that whole scene. I mean, it's wild. I think one of the things that Steven Spielberg is so good at and why these movies stand the test of time. Jaws is 50. Jurassic Park is over 30 years old.
No, don't do that.
Because there's no CGI.
Don't do that,
Like,
man.
I
Don't
know,
tell
I'm
me
sorry.
Jurassic Park's 30. Like, that's just not
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it's true. But there's no CGI. Like, Bruce was a mechanical shark. The documentary we're gonna watch talks about all that. But like, and there's so much they learned from that movie to then go and do like Jurassic Park and do all this. Like, it's just he's just so good.
and I think it comes back to the concept of like boredom. Because not boredom, but like
Flame.
the concept of Steven Spielberg wanted to do this and he
Yes.
found a way to do this, right? He found a way to fulfill his vision even when there's no technology, even when there's no there was no CGI or computers. Like we would have like used a computer or whatever. Or maybe not. Maybe he would have used like I think if we used a computer it would be less it would be not we would feel like it being fake, right? I feel like them using
Well, I don't know if you've seen it, but like the Meg, right? Like
yeah.
that's like a super campy, perfect
Yeah.
plane, by the way.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Type of CGI like megalodon shark. But it just I don't know, it just wouldn't if he had done that from the get-go, I don't think this movie would be what it is today.
Exactly.
Later.
Exactly, because it was a way to go, I want to innovate in the space in a way. Like I want to make a movie that nobody's made before. And I think I mean, I guess it's not the word boredom necessarily, but I think, the necessity is the mother of all invention, right? And
Yeah.
and maybe we've gotten a little bit away with that and we've gotten away with from that in art. I think, and we've talked about this a little bit on and off, right? I think, and that's why art and I think movies are a form of art, no matter what people say. And I think that even the campiest movies have like an
Of
art
course.
kind of discussion here. But I think he does, even Spielberg and kind of the whole movie, especially this was like in the 70s, right? So there's a lot
75.
of 75. So like smack dab in a lot of things that were changing in American culture, right? Is it what it's a metaphor for a lot of things that are going on in the US. And that's I think maybe a little bit. I think you have shows that kind of get that. Like I feel like Severance is one of them. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like there's shows that like Ted Lasso is one of them that really kind of embody the whole like, is your life different from your work life? Do you have to like have a barrier? Ted Lasso, do you have to be kind to be successful? Like, do you have to be mean to be successful? Like, there's so many questions
Yeah,
that I think these types of shows, like Shrinking, also talks about, grief and how you
great
deal
show.
with grief and how you deal with kind of society and, dealing with your grief. And I think Jaws does this thing where we're all, I think in a way, he's thinking we have an existential crisis that's coming at us. How do we fix it? How do we find a way to blow up the shark, right? Like I think that's that's the that's the that's the question that he asks, and I think that's what we've gotten away from a little bit in art, right? Like we have, all these like reboots of reboots, and you're like, that's not necessarily what people want to watch anymore.
Yeah, in fact, what's funny is when you're talking about like shows kind of coming in and, talk about favorite movies and all that stuff. My husband and I have now kind of switched back to movies because, oh my gosh, if you get him on TV shows, he for an hour he'll rant, and he's not wrong in this. It's that we've given too much leeway to shows. They don't know how to close. They keep wanting to make money. They keep wanting people to get sucked in, and so they make these nothing burger seasons because they have dragged people into staying with this forever. And so he's on this tirade where he's like, I'm done with fucking shows. I'm done. Like, I'm not going to be made a fool of anymore, which I totally get. So we've actually started.
You're kind of sounding like the old guy, like screaming at like, the
He's 100% get off my lawn about TV shows. Like, this is his like hot subway take. Okay. Like, this is totally that. But we've come up with a really fun way to do this, and we've talked about like open ended. So we've started with one actor, and he let me pick, which my obvious choice, my favorite actor of all time, is Philip Seymour Hoffman. So that was a very easy like go to for me. So what that does is like opens the door to Philip Seymour Hoffman's entire catalog. We alternate saying which movie we want to watch, but anytime we watch a movie, the actors in it are now also fair game, or the director. So like we've added several actors and directors already to this list, but we can decide like, so we're still on Philip Seymour Hoffman a couple movies in, and I still have several movies to get through that I would like to revisit or watch for the first time in that catalog before we go to someone else we've added on the list. And so it's been really fun though, because like we'll get to go back to some of these movies that you think like Jaws is 50 years old, you've never seen it. In your head you're probably like, well, like when am I gonna think to sit down and watch this movie? This is like kind of forcing us to go back to like movies. Like the next movie on our list is Magnolia. Neither of us has seen that movie. That movie,
love that movie.
I've never seen it, and that movie's
So
20
good.
years old. When would we think to sit down and be like, I'm gonna watch Magnolia? So we're doing this kind of fun thing to get back to movies because you can't stand the TV shows, and we've already revisited like some of my favorite movies.
Please tell me what you think of the end. Like
Okay.
how you interpret the end.
Okay. I
Of
think
that.
we might watch it tonight actually, because
Yeah,
like
tell me how you interpret.
sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes these movies, like, because they're like 2 hours long, right? If we're starting like 8:30, I'm like, we can't do this.
Yeah, no. I mean, agree, but
My
you know,
next my next Philip Seymour Hoffman pick is The Talented Mr. Ripley, which if you have
that's
not seen, uh,
that's a good movie.
so good.
And and Tom Cruise is surprisingly like multifaceted in this movie.
Listen, he's
Like
crazy.
he's
He's
no, but in other movie, yeah. However, great actor.
great actor.
But I think in a lot of ways, like he kind of got pigeonholed in a certain in
He
his
was
day.
weird as hell in Vanilla Sky.
He
That's a
was really
weirdo.
yeah, that's a weird movie, but they're very like this one he's good. Like I don't know
Okay.
how to like it's not like Vanilla Sky or like Eyes Wide Shut where you're like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Like this one is more of like what the fuck is happening with the movie and what is my it's very like it
Okay.
just it just yeah, just tell me what you think of the end and how you interpret the end. It would be great to hear your thoughts about that because I love this movie. I think I apart from the Mission Impossible movies, so apart from the Mission Impossible movies, Edge of Tomorrow, which I think is so underrated, that is such a good Tom Cruise movie. Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt work so well together, and Magnolia. Those are my Tom Cruise. Those are my three favorite ones.
So this,
Yeah.
sorry, God.
No, like I'm not like A Few Good Men. I watched it, but I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's a great movie. But I'm more of like not even. I've watched Top Gun. It's a good movie, but like I just that his multifacetedness in this movie specifically is unreal.
Okay.
At least to me. Maybe that was my romanticized version of what when I saw
No,
it.
no, I'm excited because listen, I think he's a fantastic actor. In fact, what started all of this was neither one of us had seen past like the second Mission Impossible movie. So we've watched now all seven, and I'm just,
Excuse me.
what?
You didn't watch past the second Mission Impossible movie? I've seen them all in theaters.
Like, well, like
Except
years ago, like from years ago. I just never had seen them. And so now we've watched all seven, and I'm dying for the eighth one to come out on streaming on Paramount Plus so that I can watch it.
yeah,
Just can't fathom.
the eighth one just came out, right? So I have not watched the seventh one because I know what happens and I'm very upset about one of the characters.
You should watch it.
Is it really that good?
It's very good, and you have to watch this one to watch the eighth one.
Yeah, no,
It's like
I know. Yeah, I know, but so I will say that the Mission Impossible ones got really, really good. Um, they got really good when they got Ming Ray, Ving Rhames,
Ving Rhames.
Ving
He's been
Rhames.
in all of them.
Yeah, he's been in all. No, but Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
God, the guy that's the Avengers, that's the Archer. God, why I'm blanking on his name.
Um, um. Oh my God! Now I'm like, he like almost died. Oh my God!
Damn it.
I'm throwing my
Hold on.
glasses.
Yeah, throw off your glasses. He's not even in the seventh one. What is happening? Oh yeah, because he stopped after the sixth one. Hold on. God damn it. Was it after the
This
sixth? No,
is
I think even. Oh, by the way, have you seen Fantastic Four?
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. So
Damn it.
I thought the
Sorry.
dynamic between
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
four of them were like amazing. And Jeremy Renner needs to come back. I think he stopped being in the Mission Impossible movies because he got into the Avengers. So probably the schedules didn't line
He
up.
also had Jason Bourne for a little bit too.
Yeah, he was Jason Bourne. You're right. On the show? Or the like
Oh man, I don't know.
or like the
I don't know.
re-clip or whatever.
Sure.
But no, I just saw Vanessa Kirby. I remembered Vanessa Kirby. Have you seen Fantastic Four, the new one?
Not yet.
Do it. It is
Okay.
fucking fantastic.
I like Vanessa Kirby a lot.
And Vanessa Kirby is I can like I'm thinking of something that happens and I'm about to cry because she is
Okay, don't
just
tell
that
me.
good. And just to tell you, as a mother, it's gonna like kick you in the
Oh
ass.
God.
Like even
See,
as
like,
yeah.
this is why movies connect people because, like, they reference real life. Yes, a lot of times it's romanticized and it's dramatic and all that, but like,
But the feelings
totally,
are there. The
the
feelings are
feelings are
there.
there. And I have watched the movie Jaws hundreds of times, like probably hundreds of times. And I get the same feelings every time I watch it. And Alamo Drafthouse, the greatest place ever, gave me the opportunity to actually, me, meaning all of us were able to do this. But like the idea that I finally got to see Jaws in the movie theater because of Alamo Drafthouse, like I cried when we were walking in there because the movie's 50 years old. Like, yeah, places re-release it, but it wasn't like, you'd have to wait every 5 to 10 years for that to happen. And I just was never able to get to a place that had re-released it. And they were doing, so Alamo Drafthouse does this thing called quote-alongs, which is the best. They literally let you yell any line of the movie that you want, which is a terrible thing for me and my husband and his best friend to walk into because we can all quote the entire goddamn movie.
Right.
But for the most popular lines, like you're going to need a bigger boat, they'll actually put it down on the bottom and like the whole theater will say it. They also give you props, by the way.
That's
So, like,
amazing.
the Big Lebowski one is one of the best ones we've been to, but like for Jaws, they gave you little, which they honest, this had to have been 7 or 8 years ago. I don't think they would necessarily do this anymore, but they gave us the little like cap guns. Because at the end, when they say "smile, you son of," and they don't actually say "bitch," "smile, you son of a bitch," and you shoot the little popper gun, and the shark explodes. That was insane. Like it was so much fun. And like for Big Lebowski, it was so funny. You walk in and there's a pair of tighty whities, like new tighty whities at your seat, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And they give you like the little instructions of when they intend for you to throw them. And when they throw the ringer suitcase,
Yeah.
100 pairs of white tighty whities are thrown up into the air. It's so. They give us little like thunder sticks for the scene where John Goodman smashes up the Corvette, the car, and he's in the ass. And they're like, go bananas. So you're hitting everyone around you with these thunder sticks that say, "This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass." I mean, like, it is the funniest thing ever. This is like the best.
That must be so much. I'll have to like look it up. Let's look up what the next one is. I'd love to go with you. See what
they do. Excuse me, the Rocky Horror Picture Show every.
Oh my God! Yes.
Alamo Drafthouse is the most fun. They do new movies. They also have kids movies, like kid specific audio sensory theater for people who are audio sensory sensitive, and then kids. So like they keep the lights on a little bit more, the volumes down. They can jump around and stuff. Like it's Alamo Drafthouse is my favorite. They also gave me the opportunity to see Jaws in the movie theater for the first time.
That's amazing.
And I had to leave when Quint does the nails on the chalkboard.
Oh my God, that's horrible. I was like, that guy. But I will say though, because of the nails on the chalkboard, I find it interesting that Quint's death is the goriest.
He never would have wanted it any other way.
I guess because that's how his fellow mates went, I guess. But still, like it was just, I think very gory, and I didn't expect it there. It was, that's why I said camp, because it kind of was campy too. Like like the blood where it's like just a little too much, and you're like, all right, is this real? Like I feel like this is fake type of thing.
What do you think? Did you see what the movie's rated?
No, I didn't.
What would you guess that movie's rated?
Rotten Tomatoes or like critics?
No, sorry, like the actual movie rating, like R, PG-13.
PG-13?
That is a PG movie. That Jaws is rated PG. They don't swear.
That's true.
You don't see the shark for an hour, and like, I mean, there's some gore in it, but I think today it would have been absolutely rated PG-13 at least. But that movie is rated PG.
That's crazy.
Jaws is rated PG.
Yep. That's insane. I would have thought PG-13, but that's true. They don't curse. You don't really see that much.
You really don't. It's 2 hours and you see, I don't know, maybe a minute worth of like truly scary shit.
That's true. I mean, that head thing. God damn it.
Ben Gardner.
I had a nightmare. I mean, Oh my god. Let me tell you, when I say Ben Gardner, like, randomly, you're gonna
Ben Gardner.
understand what I mean.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know we're walking into a scary situation.
Yeah, jump scare. Um, but yeah, I don't, I just I think that the idea of, like, having a great way to have connecting conversations with people you might not necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
Talking about movies, talking about music, talking about pop culture. I can't even tell you the times where I've had situations with people that I fundamentally disagree with, but we found like music, we found a show, we found a topic in pop culture that we can discuss in a very like neutral, non-confrontational way, which really kind of helps grease the wheels of that
Absolutely.
specific, relationship. Which I think is really helpful, sometimes to just remember that we're all just humans watching movies that we like or listening to music that we really like, and it just affects us in different ways, right? So I think one of the things that I really appreciated about this movie was that just like the feelings are all the same. Like no matter if you're watching, a horror movie or romance, you're still feeling fear, trepidation, friendship.
Mhm.
You do feel like Hooper and Brody like really become friends in the end. And then I had to go watch the end of Mr. Holland's Opus just because I love that the ending
You
of
might be
it.
the one. You might be the one person on the planet who sees Richard Dreyfuss and doesn't think of either Jaws or Close Encounters of the Third
No,
Kind.
yeah, probably. I just think of him in, oh no, I think of him of as Mr. Mr. Holland's Opus or from Poseidon.
I've never seen Poseidon.
Poseidon. Andre Bauer is in that.
Oh, God bless him. God rest his soul.
R.I.P. Man.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Pouring out
But
for
he's in that one. So is Fergie.
vindication.
It's the
Sorry.
only way I hear that word. Anytime anybody says it, even if in a sentence, I just
Yeah.
hear Andre Bauer scream vindication. Also, when I see a balloon arch. Um,
Yeah, of course.
take a moment of silence in the memory of Andre Bauer. Um, but Poseidon is the movie where the boat flips, and
Oh
there's an
yeah.
old one, and then there's a remake. I guess Josh Duhamel is the hero in that hero. I think. No, it's not. It's the other guy. Crap. No, 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 no. I don't remember his name, but it's the guy. God, it's like unknown actors. You have Jack
The Rock
Russell.
is in
The Rock is in it. Is this no no no
Lucas,
yeah,
Russell. I
Josh
mean,
Lucas. Yeah, yeah. Kurt Russell. Wait,
wait,
wait.
maybe. Oh no, they're doing a Poseidon movie. This. Oh wait. Oh,
The Rock is
there's
gonna be that?
coming out with The Rock, but it's as like the Greek god. Oh,
Ah. Ah, yeah, I see that now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, please.
Yeah, so I just know that movie. I just think of him from that movie because he's a really like flamboyant gay man in that one. And
Love
they
it.
were supposed to take this New Year's Eve tour together, and he gets dumped right before, and he tries to like kill himself, like jump off the boat, but he sees the wave and it scares the shit out of him. And they all go inside, and then they have to like jump out. It's actually a pretty fun movie. I don't know, like
Listen, I love a good like Snakes on a Plane is one of the greatest movie experiences I've ever had.
it's really good.
But theater at Union Station in
Ooh,
Washington D.C. It
ooh.
was an interactive
Of
experience
course it was, because
draft house, but it was the single greatest movie experience I have ever had.
I bet.
I'm telling you.
Just like me going to watch a Bollywood movie in India where like people are just enjoying and like laughing their
Yes.
heads off. It's like
Running up
amazing.
and down the aisles because
Yep.
like a snake coming out of the toilet. It was perfection.
Awesome.
Perfection. I had a
Now,
beginning, a middle, and an end. That's all I need these days in a movie.
yeah, right, yeah. But I feel
Give
like
me a fucking reason.
but I feel like movies like do that. They kind of give you like a time to like jump out of your life and go into a story and still connect you with feelings you've had, of fear, of loss, of happiness, of all of that.
Girl, girl,
Yeah.
girl, 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 girl. Do you want to know one of the next movie parties is coming up at Alamo Drafthouse?
Which next? What is it? When is it? And
What
what
is
is it?
one of our collective favorite movies?
We have a lot of favorite movies.
Like you and I constantly send, I mean, I say constantly sending each other memes about it. Of course we do, but there's a lot of memes there.
I'm like getting like performance anxiety. You got to just tell me.
It's The Mummy.
I was gonna say
Linda just jumped out.
when can when is it?
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Look who's on the wrong side of that. Look. Hey, Betty! Look who's on the wrong side of the river! Damn it. All right. No, we gotta go.
We'll find it. We'll find it. Hold on.
No,
Oh no, one. There's three other. There's a bunch. There's several of these now in Virginia. Okay. We will find one.
100%.
Like a mummy quote along.
Oh my god, I was gonna say The Mummy, and then I was like, maybe it's not The Mummy. Maybe it's like something else. I'm like,
It's The Mummy, girl.
The Mummy, girl. To The Mummy. Oh my god, yes. I will drop everything. I will
yes.
drop everything to go.
I would also like to point out that, because I just feel like I have to say it, Tom Cruise's greatest role is Les Grossman in Tropic Thunder. Call it an unpopular opinion. I don't care.
Movie? I mean, would it get you canceled now?
I don't care. That movie is so funny. And I think the reason they wouldn't is because there's a character in the movie trying to cancel him for what he's doing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Hysterically, and I don't want to call it perfectly handled, because it's still Robert Downey Jr. doing something he shouldn't be doing. But that movie is so funny. And I was actually taking a class in college called War Ethics and Film. So I had literally just watched all of those movies: Apocalypse Now, Bridge Over the River Kwai, Deer Hunter. Like, I had just watched all those movies, and then to go see Tropic Thunder in the theater was so funny because it references all those movies, and it's, you want to talk about being campy, it's amazing. And you get like these cameos in it, like Matthew McConaughey's in it for 4 seconds. But the end, where for the whole movie, most people didn't realize who was playing Les Grossman.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you get to the end, and it's like, you kind of like, I can't remember when I figured it out, but the whole theater went bananas for that last scene when Ludacris comes on and he just starts dancing. Like, that to me is Tom Cruise's greatest role, because it's so out of character and so funny. It's so funny.
Do you know that Tom Cruise does this again in another movie where he like wears something and you don't know it's him? In Cloud Atlas.
I tried reading that book and I couldn't do it.
The movie's weird. Like, you have to be in like
Tom Hanks is in that one, right?
Tom Hanks is in that one. So basically it's the idea of like reincarnated like versions of life and different versions of like, but anyway. But that movie's creepy. But Tom Cruise is in it.
Interesting.
But he's like wearing like exactly like in Les Grossman, he's wearing something that like full on like full on costume, and you wouldn't necessarily know it was him. Yeah, so that also another one. But yeah, I agree. Tropic Thunder is definitely a movie that is underrated, and it is you laugh from beginning to end.
Is there a movie that you're excited to see coming out soon? Like, is there anything coming out that you're excited about?
The Mummy at the Alamo Drafthouse?
Touche.
No, I mean, again, I'm more of a reader. So like I used to be more into, the movies before. but like, the Avengers Doomsday, that one, I'm really
Yeah.
excited about. And then sorry, we have a nail polish disaster happening over here.
Oh no.
So that's why. So yeah, I think that one, Doomsday, apparently that one's gonna be real good. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't every movie
That's a good. That's a good one.
every time I hear about movies, it's like either like a like a prequel, a remake. Like I really am missing kind of that the indie movies that were not really, popular, and the story is not new. Sorry for our unpaid interns are frolicking. So yeah, I think that. What about you?
So there's a new Paul Thomas Anderson movie with Leo in it called One Battle After Another that at first I was like, I mean, it just sounds like another movie coming out. It is apparently fantastic. Like people are calling it potentially Paul Thomas Anderson's greatest work, which says a lot because he has some pretty fantastic movies, classics. So I really want to go see that one.
I think I forget her name, but the an actress was on Amy Poehler's Good Hang and talking about
Yes.
that. And my favorite part was like them talking about Leo, and then them talking about Leo and like her saying, "Yeah, he's really green." It's just like, which is just a great joke.
It's
Um,
yes,
it was
amazing.
just like a really great joke. But Amy Poehler, if you want to come to our hang, that'd be great.
We're a good hang.
Are you? When is that movie coming out? Actually.
I think it actually just came out last Friday. So
Oh, okay. So that's why she's already on the podcast to like promote it and
yeah,
stuff.
they're definitely doing their press tour for real. So
Oh, okay, cool.
but do we want to talk about any final thoughts on Jaws? And then do we want to talk about our next doc is in?
Yes. So my final thoughts was that this was a great movie. I have no idea why I haven't seen it before.
Did it live up to the hype? Like you've heard about it your whole life?
It lived up to the hype so much.
Good.
I don't even know what to do with myself. I'll probably
I love
watch
it.
it. I probably watch it again.
Yes.
I will watch it again. Uh, and yeah, I think it was just great fun. And as long as you like just watch it, just like it be fun, it's just a really good movie. It's just really well made. Um, and so I think that. Those are my final thoughts about it. But you tell us what the doc is in is going to be
Okay.
next week.
So this was like an unofficial like two-parter, right? Like Linda had never seen Jaws. We want to talk about how movies connect people as our main episode. So our doc is in is going to be a documentary called Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story, which I watched on Hulu, but it might be available, let's see, on other, looks like maybe Disney Plus has it, obviously, because if it was on Hulu, it's also on Disney Plus. Sling TV, I think, has it, but definitely on Hulu and Disney Plus.
Perfect.
And it gives you like the inside story of the making of Jaws, which is actually quite stressful, as you can imagine, with like the mechanical shark and everything. So yeah, check it out. It's very good. I've obviously already watched it. We'll watch it again, more specifically with thoughts for the doc is in. But that is our next show next week. So we're sticking with Jaws, and we'll talk about the making of this classic movie that absolutely changed movie history forever.
And it shows, right? It shows that this is like a thing that changed how movies are, and we hope it changes the way you connect to people.
Yes, welcome to the club, Linda.
Welcome. I'm so happy to be part of it. Um and cannot wait to watch the documentary, which I'll probably watch over the weekend. We now have a tradition with the kids that we watch a movie on Saturdays.
Nice.
So this weekend will be The Incredibles.
Oh,
So
classic.
classic. So that's going to be super exciting. And I know you guys aren't watching, but I am doing my daughter's nails as we are discussing.
Beautiful.
Apparently, I am also a manicurist on my off time.
Beautiful.
But yeah, so again, love this movie. Cannot wait for to learn more because I'm a nerd and I'm like, I want to know everything about how they made it. And now I'm like, I want to go back to because Steven Spielberg does this a lot of in his movies where he foreshadows things in the future in like the beginning. And so I kind of want to like now look at it this way. So I'm sure this documentary will also do that for me. So we're really
Yes.
excited. So, come watch Jaws, don't watch Jaws, but come listen to
No,
the
watch
conversation.
Jaws.
Watch Jaws,
Watch Jaws.
You know me, I
Please.
don't like I don't, how you say when you tell people to do something they won't do it. So I'm like, don't watch Jaws. Don't watch Jaws. But watch it. But yeah,
Best.
and we will leave you with our catchphrase. Take us out, Elaine.
Stay interesting.